Welcome to our continuation of our video series on making the lower nose bowl for Earl's Buttercup. After I've glued the lower portion or the snout on, now I'm going to do the application of the fairing filler on that so that we can prepare for finishing it and getting it ready for paint.
Okay, welcome back to the shop. It is Friday. It is the 8th of April. Tonight I'm going to do the finish work, applying the fairing filler on the edge of the joint between the lower air intake, the snout, and the lower nose bowl. So the goal tonight is just to mix up some fairing filler and apply that, and then it'll have to take its time to dry, to cure. And after that, I'll hopefully get some video finishing it off, and you'll see the finished product. The rest of the nose bowl is pretty close to being done from a bodywork perspective. It needs a little bit of fairing filler in a couple of spots, which I'm going to do when I do this. And that'll be it. So stay tuned.
Here I'm going to use a rotary tool to rough up the edges of the joint, so not only just in the middle of the joint itself, but about a ½ an inch above the joint where I'm going to put the fairing filler, and out about an inch out into the intersection to get a nice anchor profile for that fairing filler to really grip to. Really, I just need to clean off the entire area that I'm going to apply the filler.
Okay, so what I've done now is I've roughed up the gel coat. So you can see it's still shiny here, and it's a little bit roughed up here. This is already roughed up with a grinder, which I didn't show you. I've roughed up these edges in here. And I'm just going to put some fairing filler in here to smooth in all this joint, hide it, make it look really nice. So that's what we're going to do. So one additional step that needs to be done here is where I put these holes in the flange part of the snout. I can just fill them. That's a fact. I can just fill them, but I'm not going to just fill them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to countersink them slightly, and the reason I'm going to do that is to give that instead of that hole just being a cylinder, a straight cylinder. If I try to fill that, then I'll feather that back, and it'll just be a filled cylinder, and there'll always be some sort of an edge there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to countersink the hole a little bit so that the fairing filler has something to bite into, go over the top, and blend back smoothly. And that's just a little extra trick that works pretty well when you're filling a hole with fiberglass. It's always best to get as much surface area as you can get on that hole to fill it properly. So I'm just going to countersink it a little tiny bit, just make the top part a little bigger. Okay, next move here is to, because I don't want my holes to hold the aluminum on to get filled in, not entirely. I'm just going to stick some tape over the back of them so that if they do get filled in from the top side, I know where they are and it doesn't dribble through. And then on the bottom side here, I'm just going to knock the fiberglass burrs off. also going to stick some tape on the bottom here, but I'm just going to set it on there just kind of loose. I don't care if the resin goes through all the way or not. What I don't want it to do is I don't want it to drip down in here and cause a mess somewhere else. It will fill in. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to clean this with acetone. We're going to mix up some straight up polyester resin, and again we're going to use some low density fairing filler this time. We use the high density fairing filler, adhesive filler, sorry, we use high density adhesive filler. This is a West Systems product. It's really designed for epoxy, but it works with just about any resin. It's really just a filler with some fiber in it. We're going to use today this 407, which is really just a very fine ground filler. And we're just going to make our own polyester fairing filler using resin and this low density filler material. So again, we're just going to mix up some resin, and I'm going to start with a ½ ounce again. It seemed like about the right amount for what I was trying to do, but we'll see if it's enough. Okay, I lied. It's 3/4 of an ounce. 2 times or 3 times as much powder as I have resin, and I'll stir it up. And as I stir it, as you saw in the video, or the portion of the video where I glued it, this is still very thin. Yes, it's spreadable, absolutely spreadable, just way too thin. Again, I'll probably put another, ½ an inch of powder in here. And now when I'm stirring it up, it's starting to be really thick. In fact, it gets to a point where you start to stir and it doesn't seem like it's going to wet in all the powder that you've added. But now after I've stirred it a little bit, it's still maybe, it's like this consistency, maybe a soft serve ice cream. And again, I'm gonna go again with just another amount. Maybe too much that time. Oh yeah, maybe. Oh, no, okay, we're good. Okay, so now when we stir it, you can see here, it's more like polyester body filler. It's very high viscosity. It's sticking on the and because the squeegee or a credit card. Okay, so watch this. Not even flowing. Perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just take this and I'm going to just apply some over these holes and push it into the holes first. Just get it in the holes. That way I don't have to worry about whether or not it's filling the holes. Okay, those 5 holes are filled. Okay. Now I'll just spread some over the surface, put it on here with a popsicle stick, and then I'll come back with a squeegee, credit card, whatever. I'll wipe the excess down. Because I'm really going to work this filler into this local area here to ensure that it's what I want, the way I want it. And I might not get this the first time. It might take me another application of this, after I sand it once, just to finish it off. But again, if that is the case, it won't be much. It'll be 95, 98%, 99%. That's the goal, is get it as close to done in one shot as possible. Now you're probably wondering, why am I not trying to smooth it out that much? Like I said, I'm just going to go in with the squeegee in a moment and do that. They're gonna think that we thought about it. They're gonna think that we attempted to make it nice, that we weren't screwing around, that we're kind of professionals at what we do. I like to consider us fairly professional at what we do. This work is not something that you can just pick up in an hour. If you've never done this, I strongly encourage you to try it. Do the work. Practice. This is work I've been doing for 30 years. So you might think, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. Okay, maybe I don't. But I've had good results. I've had excellent results. So, and I think the same for Earl. The work that Earl's done, the welding work, the finish work, the fabric covering work he's done is exceptional. If I can, in this video, since I'm talking about Earl, I'm talking about this, talking about the quality of the work that he does. I don't want to tip my fairing filler over. I'll attach a picture of a PA11 Piper Cub. Cup Special, PA11. I think it's 48 or 49 that Earl and I helped restore. Earl did a lot of the fabric covering with the owner. The owner's name is Brad Bain from out here in New York, out near our airport. And his wife Ruthie. Ruthie is a sanding genius. She did a lot of sanding, a lot of hard work on this airplane. And I did the finish work in the paint and helped them assemble some things. And that airplane was the best airplane at Sentimental Journey a few years ago. So I don't know if any of you know what Sentimental Journey is. It's a basically a celebration of Piper Cubs, like Piper Cub flying. That got the best of show. Got a special award. So I'm going to attach a picture of it here in the video so you can see what it looks like. So we consider the work we do of high quality. We try to do the highest quality work we can do. Especially when it comes to this finish work, I take a lot of pride in it. So I'm going to get a squeegee and I'm going to smooth this out. Now right here in this spot, there was some damage from taking the part out of the mold, if you saw one of the earlier videos. I'm just going to use my popsicle stick and I'm just going to blend this in, and I'll create this blend radius. I want to make sure that damaged area where I took the Dremel and gouged it out a little bit so that I could ensure that there was no more crack in it, in the gel. Because what we're trying to do, if I can show it, is where this lip is in here, and this lip is in here, they should align with each other because the aluminum aligns. So what we have is the aluminum comes down the nose bowl like this, and then it flares 90 degrees and comes up about 1 inch. And then the tunnel comes around and it attaches over top of that. And by doing that, we have two pieces that the ends are aligned with each other. So if I can get this line along this edge to match up with this line along this edge, I'm gold, and it's we're here working on Earl's Buttercup lower cowling, well, the whole cowling now, and Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. Comment, please. Let us know what you think of the videos. Earl and I are excited to keep making some content for you. We apologize if this is a little tiny bit boring, but we want to show the process, show what we're doing, and hopefully that's interesting to some of you that haven't done this before and that may want to take on a project. We'd love to help you with advice, where to buy stuff if you need to. We're not here on these videos trying to tell you where to buy this and that, except for buy your plans for the Whitman Buttercup at looseair.com. Give Earl a call. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.
We hope you've enjoyed this video about putting the fairing filler on the lower snout portion, the prep and the application. Look for the next video on us riveting the nut plates onto the fiberglass and getting the cowling ready for its final fit. Again, check us out on facebook.com/WhitmanButtercup, looseair.com. Like, share, subscribe. Please send us your comments. Thanks for watching. What I've done here is I've